Hey guys, so since I've been making more tech related videos, I thought it would be cool to just give a rundown of my favorite tech in 2021. And this isn't necessarily tech that's been released in 2021 or tech that I bought this year, but it's just gear that I really enjoy and use the most often. I upload fresh videos every Friday, so be sure to subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So first up on the list is the Google Nest Mini. Got the second generation in charcoal and chalk. And I've been getting more into smart home tech this year. I use them both as my kind of smart home hubs. They're the main devices that I use voice commands with. I actually really love how they look. They look really simple. I love the fabric finish on the outside, and even the lights, how they sort of light up to show you that they're listening or that you're adjusting the volume. I think it's just a really cool overall look. So I've got one in our living room, which is the main hub that we use to control our devices. And then I've got a second one in my office as well, which is super handy because I spend so much time in my office. It's good for turning items on and off. I've got a whole video dedicated to how I've set up my smart home coming up, so keep an eye out for that. One hesitation I've always had with smart speakers is the fact that you've got a microphone in your house, so it's kind of always listening to you. But I really do like that you've got a little dedicated mute switch on the back of the device. So if I'm ever a bit concerned about privacy, I can just hit that hard mute switch, and I trust that it's not listening to me anymore.
The mic's off.
I've been really impressed with the Google Assistant and how smart and responsive it is. The microphones in the Google Nest Minis are also really sensitive, and so I tend to mumble a lot, but 9 times out of 10 it'll hear what I'm saying and understand, which is way better than Siri. I don't know if you guys have had a lot of problems with Siri, but Siri always sucks for me. It never understands what I'm saying, or it misinterprets what I'm saying, whereas Google Assistant is much more reliable, which is what I really like about it. So next up on the list is one that I've made heaps of videos about recently, which is the iPad Air 4 and Apple Pencil. I got my iPad around 9 to 10 months ago, and it's just been great. I've absolutely loved it. I'd never owned an iPad before buying this one, and so I wasn't sure if I'd use it that much or if I'd end up just watching Netflix on it, but I actually use it heaps. I use it for particularly writing stuff with the Apple Pencil. I like to brainstorm, journal, take notes, and even sometimes to do a little bit of art on the iPad with Apple Pencil. And I really appreciate about the iPad Air 4, which is part of the reason why I bought it, is that it's got the same design as the iPad Pros, which I think looks really nice. And it's actually amazing how thin the iPad is. I often can't fully appreciate it, to be honest, because I've got the Smart Keyboard Folio on it. But when I do take it off, I'm like, wow, it actually really is a really slim device. And of course, all my Apple products I've got in space grey, including my MacBook Pro. And so I just love the space grey finish on the iPad Air 4. Next up on the list is something a little bit different, which is my Exway Flex Riot, which is an electric skateboard that I got probably around 5 months ago. And I've been riding it to work pretty much every day, as long as it's not raining, over the past 5 months. I did another video on it, which you can watch if you're interested, but it's just so much fun. I absolutely love it. It's taken a bit of wear and tear over the last 5 months. I've got a few chips and things have broken off, and I've even snapped a belt, but I love that it's electric, so it's cheaper to run than a car, and I can just zip past all the traffic on my daily commute. So it's actually faster than driving, and I don't have to worry about parking or anything like that. And it's just an all-around fun mode of transport. It comes with a little Bluetooth remote that's also rechargeable, so it's just got forwards for accelerate and backwards for brake. And then you can change the gears by clicking on the center button. I usually keep it in gear 4 because that's the fastest mode, and it goes up to about 40 kilometers an hour, so it's pretty quick. So next up is the device that I probably use way more than anything else, which is my iPhone 11. I know it's not the latest iPhone, but it's still doing me really well, and I use it for all of my daily activities, like contacting people, checking news, browsing social media, all of the usual stuff. I got a super cheap plastic case on it that I got on eBay, I think, and it's definitely good enough for me. It hasn't fully protected the iPhone as much as I would have liked. There's a few little dents now in the base where I have dropped it, but I do like that it's matte black and it matches the iPhone itself. My big concern when I first got it was smashing the glass back of the iPhone, but so far it's been fine. I think it looks great. The cameras are great. My only frustration is the Face ID. I just find it's nowhere near as good as Touch ID. I wish they'd bring back Touch ID. Hopefully when they do, maybe I'll upgrade my phone. So next up on the list is a bit of a mouthful. It's the Audio Technica ATH-M50 XBT. But these Audio Technica headphones have been pretty famous for a while now. The BT just stands for Bluetooth, so this is the Bluetooth version, which I really like. I wanted some better headphones for doing audio when I create my YouTube videos, as well as listening to music. And I've used these headphones before, and I know they've got a pretty flat sound profile, so that's kind of what I was keen for. They're not too trebly, they're not too bassy, and the fact that they're wireless is super handy. The Bluetooth is a little bit temperamental sometimes. Sometimes it'll struggle to disconnect from one of my devices and reconnect to another one of my devices, which can be pretty frustrating. But aside from that, they're really comfortable. I really like the design, I think they look great. And it's so handy not having to have extra wires lying around on my desk, the bane of my existence. So the most recent addition to my tech collection is the Sony a6600. And I'm actually starting to think that this might turn out to be my favorite purchase of 2021, just because it's so much fun and I love how it looks. I've been using a Canon 200D for the last 2-3 years for all my photography and video stuff. And so it feels so good to finally upgrade to something with 4K, and it's mirrorless, so it's super slim, which I really like. And I think it's just a really nice looking camera personally. The design is really nice. It's got this really nice alloy body. The grip feels amazing. I think my only annoyance with it is just that you don't have a flip out screen. It only flips up, which is annoying if I want to put a microphone on top. But apart from that, to me, the other benefits of the camera totally make up for that. And it's so much fun being able to work with S-Log as well as shooting 4K. I also got a Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens. And I feel like it's just opened up the possibilities for me so much creatively. With my 200D, I got a 15mm prime lens, and I just found that it forced me to really be more creative with my shots. So I'm finding the same thing with the 16mm. It really makes me think about my angles and forces me to move around. Plus, how good is that bokeh? I think it looks amazing. So last but not least is the device that I've probably used too much in the last 12 months, which is the PlayStation 4 Pro. I still don't have a PS5 because they're really rare and too expensive, but I've always been a PlayStation man. I've tried Xbox over the years, but I actually really like the design of PlayStation better. That's kind of one of the main reasons why I go for PlayStation. Aside from the fact that I think the PlayStation exclusives are better, I really love the feel of the controllers. I find they feel more comfortable and smooth than the Xbox controllers. The main game I play at the moment is just Warzone, which is great because Melbourne's been locked down quite a lot over the last 2 years, and so if I ever want to catch up with mates who I can't see in person, I can play online with them, which is good fun. So there you go, that's my favourite gear this year. I know this year's not over yet, so that I might have more to add later in the year. My birthday is coming up this month, so who knows what I'll get. If you're interested in more tech related content, I put out fresh videos every Friday on how tech can be used to improve your life. So be sure to subscribe if you're interested in that. Other than that, I hope you have a brilliant day today, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.